Good morning, friends and comrades. I'm Chaplain Randy Fannin, and I serve with the Southwest Ohio VFW Memorial Team. You'll get more of a welcome after our invocation this morning, but I'm glad to be here with you once again. If you would, those of you who can and would like to, I'd like to invite you to stand and bow your head with me as we offer our invocation this afternoon. Lord God Almighty, today as we honor our nation's veterans, past and present, we would first acknowledge your presence among us as the most honored of our honored guests. All that we value finds its source in you, the giver of everything good. Lord, these men and women who answered America's call to support and defend our people, our principles, and our land from all who would seek to do us harm, were not and are not perfect, but they are worthy of the honor we afford them today. God of peace, I pray for those who either fought in or supported our nation's battles, whose spirits and bodies are scarred by war, whose nights are often haunted by memories too painful for the light of day, knowing that you are able to heal them. O Lord, please look with mercy and favor on those who are in the continual struggle to preserve our freedoms, our safety, and our heritage. And finally, on behalf of all gathered here, I ask that you would bless the contributions of those who planned and will be participating in today's ceremony. This prayer I offer gladly in the name of him who is the captain of our salvation. Amen. You may be seated.
Well, thank you, Randy. And my name is Chris Johnson. I have the honor of being the president and CEO of the Countryside YMCA, and it is my distinct privilege to welcome you today to join us in this Veterans Day celebration. I'd also like to welcome you on behalf of Julie Finnessy, who is here behind me. She's the chairperson of this event and has done an incredible job pulling all this together. So we will recognize her additionally later. You know, in every job, you have parts of it that are difficult and parts that you really look forward to and enjoy. And if Mike Carroll told me when I took this job how often I was going to have to talk about water temperature, either showers too cold, pools too cold, something not working, I maybe would have reconsidered. But today, and the opportunity to do this is one of the highlights of this job. And so it's one of the days I look forward to. I do consider it a distinct privilege and an honor to be a part of this. And I know so many of our veterans are so modest and humble about their service and about their time. And they want to deflect the attention, and they want to deflect the praise and being brought into the spotlight. And I just want to say today, will you allow us to put you in the spotlight? Will you allow us to honor you, to point to you and say thank you for what you've done? Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. Will you allow us to do that? I know that's hard for so many, but let us do that, please. Because it is our privilege, it is our honor to give you this day and to say thank you for what you've done. And thank you for what we enjoy today because of what you've done. And so with that, welcome again, and we'd like to present the colors.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the posting of the colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We're going to have some help from our YMCA child care program to help us lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance. So if you will give us one moment to get them into place. This room was empty when they practiced, so you guys are a bit of a distraction. Okay, I think we're ready. Under the direction of our child care kids, will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good job, guys. Well, I do thank you for that. We're going to give them some time to make their way back to the classroom. I hope you enjoyed it, and I also hope it made an impression on each one of them. Like I said, I grew up attending services like this and being a part of this and the parades and other events. And so I'm hopeful this is something they remember for a long time. Moments of silence are tough for them when it's not nap time, so I wanted to give them a little time to make their way out. But now I would ask, would you join me as we remember those missing in action and prisoners of war for a moment of silence? Thank you. You may be seated. So it is now my honor to introduce our guest speaker for our time today. Our speaker is Major General Retired Sheriff Gordon Ellis. Sheriff Ellis was the commanding general for Task Force Spartan. He participated in Operation Joint Guardian, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and Operation Enduring Freedom. He earned 14 military decorations, 3 foreign medals, and 2 military badges, including a Distinguished Service Medal, Legion of Merit with Oak Leaf Cluster, and a Bronze Star. After retiring from the Army with 39 years of service, Ellis began his full-time law enforcement career in 1985 as a deputy sheriff. He went on to be a police officer, sergeant, and police chief in several Ohio cities, before moving to Brown County, where he now serves as sheriff. Please join me in welcoming Major General Retired Sheriff Gordon Ellis.
Well, good afternoon, and I want to thank each and every one of you for being here, and also for the invitation to come back and speak. One interesting fact about my law enforcement career, my first police job where I was a patrol officer and a sergeant was the city of Lebanon. So for us, it's my wife and I were reminiscing, and we actually drove by our first house that we purchased together. And so it's always great to come back to where you started. I want to begin by thanking each and every veteran here today and their families. We are bound together as veterans with an understanding of a shared past. As veterans, each and every one of us actually believed what a recruiter said at one point and joined the military. In relation to myself, their promises of travel were met. Each of us raised our hand and swore to defend and support the Constitution of the United States of America. Each of you were true to that oath. Thank you isn't enough, but it's what I have to give to each and every one of you. Veterans share a common memory of the duty and the responsibility of service. Each of us remembers the times where we were in places that we wished we were not, far from home, doing what was required of us at the time. Sometimes that was guard duty, whether it was excessively warm or very cold, we did our duty. Sometimes that would require us to leave our families for extended periods of time. But always it required from us a level of sacrifice. Each and every one of the veterans here today met that requirement. Their families were often required to spend extended time without their loved ones. And while each and every veteran, most of us, can say we volunteered, the families were drafted. So they got to share in our military career whether they wanted to or not. And for the times that the families sacrificed so that we could do our duties, I am eternally grateful to the families. You are the heroes of this country. You're that 1% that's willing to sacrifice for the other 95%, 99%. Obviously, as a general officer, math is not a requirement. I have to confess, I'm an infantry officer. Wasn't required to do a lot of math. I do, with fond memory, think back upon all of the members of the military that I have been honored to serve with. During multiple deployments, I had the opportunity to serve with every branch in the military. Some of the finest soldiers, Marines, airmen, and Navy personnel, sailors, everyone that did their duty in some very difficult situations, very trying places. They did it so well. I remember visiting a small combat outpost in Syria. And I had the opportunity, as I was sitting on top of a bunker, to look back at a homemade flagpole with an American flag. That's why veterans have the response that they do when we see the flag posted. That's why we feel what we feel every time we hear the Star-Spangled Banner. Because we've seen that flag raised in so many different places, and it's wholly dependent on that 20-year-old soldier, sailor, airman, or Marine that stands there with a rifle and ensures that that piece of terrain will be safe and secure. That America is gathered around that flag. And wherever they were, whatever place they were sent to, that was safe and secure. So when you think about what veterans have given for their country, I'd ask you to remember that. There are some, dare I say, senior veterans here today. I actually ran into a former Lebanon police officer that I served with who pointed out that my mustache has gotten rather light. That's right, I had this in the 80s. And it's true. We have grown gray. We have grown old in the service of our nation. We have never for 1 minute forgotten duty, honor, country. The greatest privilege that I've ever had was to have served with veterans like yourself. I was blessed most of my career to be able to spend time with some of the most honorable people that God put on this planet. You are those people. And I was honored to serve with you, to lead you, and to now be a member of that large and ever-growing group of veterans. Thank you for what you've done to the country, for the country. Thank you how you've made your communities better when you returned home. And thank you for your service to this nation. May God bless and keep the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to ask Mike Meringue to come up and share a little bit. Mike, I'm thankful to say, is with us here at the Y, and he's going to share a little bit about a program that we started over this past year that we're going to continue moving forward called Veterans Connect.
Thank you, Chris. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is Mike Meringue. I'm one of the personal trainers here at the Y, and our new program that we've just started is called Veterans Connect. We just started this past session, and it is what it sounds like. Veterans are connecting. It's a way for us to get together as brothers and sisters, have that camaraderie again, and good old-fashioned PT. That's all I get? Okay, all right. Besides PT, this past session, what we got to do was some classes about nutrition, mental health. We made these awesome shirts. So everybody gets one when you become in one of the or with us with this program. Something that we get to wear around as we do our, whether it's physical fitness or our classes. The one big thing that I do like about our program, or the one thing that I enjoy the most, besides the PT, you will all submit here eventually, is the fact that we got, a lot of times we just had like a lunch to where we could just sit around the table and tell stories. And I think that was probably the most enjoyable time that I had with our group that we had this past session, listening to all the different type of stories. And I myself am a veteran of 28 years. I'm a retired Navy corpsman. And so even I had some stories. Our youngest guy that we had in this last session was 79, and our youngest person was 53, me. So it was great. This next session that we got coming up in January, we're going to launch. We're looking at trying to do not only just a morning time frame, but a evening time frame. I had a lot of individuals that unfortunately couldn't make it to the daytime classes or the sessions, so we're going to try to open it up to capture everybody, because I want everybody to come out and join the fun, because that's what it is. It's free. There's no cost. You don't have to pay me anything. Man, I'm not on a roll today. All right, you don't have to pay for anything, and you don't have to be a Y member. So if you have a fellow veteran that is your next door neighbor and they are not a member of the Y, that is fine. I want them to come out. I want them to enjoy themselves out there with us, having fun with PT. Got it. All right. After our ceremony, I have, I hate to say it this way, but I have business cards. If you are interested in the program, all my information's on there. Please shoot me an email or something like that. Give me a call, And I'll let you know, keep you on our roster, and then when our next session launches in January, I hope to see you there. Thank you very much.
He's really good at what he does, even if it's not jokes. But no, we are really thankful for Mike and for this program. And so yeah, if you are interested yourself, or if you know a veteran who couldn't be here today, that just says, you know, I just miss talking to other veterans, or I want someone to tell those stories or hear those stories, we'd really encourage you to reach out and take part in this. It's a program we're really pleased to offer. So now, the Lebanon Jazz Band is going to share our branch service songs. And we would ask, when you hear the song for your branch's service, would you please, if you are able, stand to be honored? Thank you.
All right. As we approach the season of Thanksgiving, we have so much to be thankful for. Veterans Day is an opportunity for us to honor our heroes, remember their achievements, courage, dedication, and to say thank you for their sacrifices. Today, we think of those heroes with us and those who are only here in spirit. At this time, I would like to recognize and honor our deceased veterans by name. Family members, please stand when your veteran's name is called and you'll receive a rose. Robert Adams, Harold Adkins, John Ballant, Benjamin Bell, Luther Bell, Michelle Bell, Russell Brown, Bob Chase, Maurice Mo Cote, Edwin Davis, Carl DePong, Clarence Dotson, John Duncan, Marshall Esler, Charles Fain, Kenneth Faust, Harold Flannery, Dan Flynn, Charles Gross, Richard Hale, Alvin Richard Hall, Franklin Carl Harbaugh, Francis Hartz, Larcy Higginbotham, Dan Hoskins, Art Johnson, Eugene Andrew Knight, Harry Law, Charles Lees, Walter Legg, Robert H. LaRoe, Alan Lustig, Harry Martin, Johnson Dale Matthews, Don Miller, Edwin Neely, John O'Harold, Reuben Phillips, Joseph Overton Porter, Jean Powers, Gerald Randall, Paul Rape, Daniel P. Reeves Sr., Daniel Roberts, John Edward Rogerson, George Roth, Donald Shore, Robert Schwartz, Jesse Sellers, Charles Chuck Smith, Willard Snyder, Tim Sparks, Bill Stotler, James Templeton, Ron Trovillo, John Vonderhaar, John Earl Weber, William Wiggins, William Williams, and Robert Frith. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the flag folding ceremony. Commander of the firing party, conduct your firing order. The flag today will be presented to Mr. Don Ellis. Each year, the Y honors one of the oldest living veterans in Warren County with the United States flag. This year's recipient is Don Ellis. Don, aged 87 years young, served in the United States Army Airborne from 1954 to 1957. He attended Airborne Parachute Jump School at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and served in the 82nd Airborne Division. Don is now an active member in the Countryside YMCA Stoll Center. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing while we retire the colors.
May the God of justice and truth, the rock of our lives, bless our veterans and their families with a deep and abiding experience of our nation's profound gratitude and God's unfailing love. May God grant them and us lives of joy and bounty. May their dedication be remembered honorably from generation to generation. And may the Lord of the harvest bless the meal that we will soon share, those who prepared it for us, and the conversations that we will enjoy with one another around each table. Amen.
You may be seated. I do want to take a moment to do a few special thanks to Antioch Church for our sound system and helping out, Flowers from the Rafters, the Lebanon Fraternal Order of Eagles, 1395, Lebanon City Channel 6, the Lebanon High School Jazz Band, Little Miami High School Junior ROTC, Tony Mitchell and the Coney Coffee Caravan, and Sheriff Sims and our Warren County Sheriff's Department Honor Guard and Pipe and Drum Corps. So thank you to all that helped make this possible and participated. And then I also have a special recognition for Julie Fennessy for coordinating this event. I know there were many volunteers that helped. Thank you to all of you as well. But Julie, well done. And with that, our program is concluded, but we invite you to stay and join us for lunch. There's no cost, and you can join us in our main gym if you're able to do so. Thank you very much.